You are tuned into the Green Hornet Case Files, a beacon of truth in a world shrouded in mystery. Unveiling the legacy and cultural significance of one of the greatest crime fighters of all time. Now, let the adventure begin. Here are your hosts, Kory and Greg.
You know,
here we are. Yeah.
I got the volume control for my headphones is on the microphone.
Right.
And I had it, I apparently had it a little cranked, and Miss Case was booming. Booming in my ears.
Yeah, she booms in my ears all the time anyway, so.
And luckily she doesn't listen.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. Here we are back to Green Hornet Case Files, Season 2, Episode 22, with a bit of a twist. 22, yeah. And welcome back to the show, everybody. It's been a couple of weeks since we've been able to get things up and running. Before that, I was the one that was sick. And like before that, we had a friend that was sick. Then last week,
I was sick. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's just been, it is tearing through our area. Like, it ripped through my work like a preschool, man. Like, yeah. It was everybody just dropping like flies. And I didn't have a voice at all when we were going to record. You barely had a voice the week before.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those things that was like, oh man, it took all of us down, like one by one in the house. So
I am still having coughing issues, and I have to wait until when I'm recording my Ranking with Roddenberry show for YouTube. I have to record in the early to mid mornings after I've had a lot of hot tea, hot lemon and honey.
Loosen up the cords.
Yeah. Otherwise, it is just not we'll get through this this evening. We're recording 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening, and by the time the evening's out, I'll
wait a minute. Did you just 6'7" me?
I did. 6, 7.
Sorry, I had to. I live with that. I'm surrounded by it at all times, so I've become keenly aware of that particular.
Yes, you have a high schooler. I have a high schooler in the house, granddaughter, and so we're 6'7" all the time.
So dumb.
So hey, some news. We don't get a lot of Green Hornet news, but we got one. We got one. to quote another
to do your Ghostbuster.
Yesterday, day before, I guess, wound up with a package slapped on the front doorstep and opened it up, and it is the Green Hornet and Kato Detroit Noir City.
Oh, it's out?
It is officially out.
Heck yeah.
Edited by our good friend David Boop, with stories by, let me just run down here. Timothy Zahn, Kevin J. Anderson and Kim May, Bill Willingham, our buddy Keith DeCandido. And I hope I said that right, Keith. If I didn't, you can karate chop me later. Michael Haspel, James A. Moore, Megan Mackey, Sumiko Salson. I'm butchering names here, and I apologize. Mary Fan and Matthew Baugh. And it has an introduction by Paul Jenkins and Peter J. Wax. This is the 90th anniversary edition. I have the paperback version and haven't had a chance to get into it yet, but it's out.
That's excellent news. Excellent news.
Yeah.
I got to meet Timothy Zahn last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I met him at SummerCon.
At SummerCon? Yeah.
Yeah. Just an awesome dude.
That's cool.
Really, really, really gracious and cool.
Cover is cover art by Matt Wagner. which we love.
Huge fans, right?
Yeah, and go to Moonstone Books, moonstonebooks.com. There you go.
Get your copy today.
Get your copy, because you can't have mine. Okay.
Speaking of which, I have a couple of yours that I need to get back to you.
You do? Yeah. I was looking for those the other day. Oh, yeah, Kory's got them. Okay.
Didn't intentionally have them. We just haven't hardly seen each other. We're always doing it over the internet.
Yeah, we have not seen each other in person, I don't think. God, when was the last time we've actually been in person?
Oh, it's probably been
8 months.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds about
Maybe?
right.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel! I don't know. Every time I go to the movies, you're not there. So,
well, yeah, you got to go during the daytime, Monday through Thursday. Otherwise, I'm not there. But had a note via Spotify from Clint. I don't know who Clint is, but Clint, thanks for the message. The best part of Green Hornet skylights. Yeah. The best part of the Green Hornet. Skylights. It says where the covers. Story inside felt like a Batman story from that bizarre Silver Age era. I can see that.
Yeah.
And I would like to see Dynamite do more with Green Hornet, but less floppies and more graphic novel format. As long as Mark Wald and Gail Simone stay off the character, I am pretty on board. Let's go ahead and lay it out there, Clint.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I get it. I get where he's coming from. I don't know that I agree 100%, but I get it. I do. Gail kind of gets her fingers on everybody.
Well, yeah, and it not always does it feel real good, when somebody attempts to do that sort of thing. Had a note from Richard Foster, who has sent us another note in the past. He says, I tried sending this email before, but didn't work, so I'm starting over and got to remember what I wrote.
Been there, buddy.
Yeah, taking pictures of anything Green Hornet related that I come across, and while it hasn't been a lot I would like to share, found 2 things at a convention he went to. My son and I were supposed to be the Green Hornet and Kato, but only he had a costume. He says, I eventually got called out by Urkel for not having a costume, and he sends a picture of a couple of things that he found, Black Beauty things, and a action figure set of the Hornet and Kato, and then includes a picture of his son, and the actor that played Steve Urkel,
Jaleel
White. That's exactly. The other thing he found was a Captain Action Green Hornet, which I think I have all of these things that he was talking about.
That's
but
awesome.
Then, to make this even better, he said, I've also added a picture of my Ghostbusters costume. Thought you might like it. So
excellent. That's such a good note, man.
It is. It is a really great note, and I appreciate that. Who else have we had? Anybody? I've been trying to go back and forth with Mary Kay on some other things lately, and it's just things are not happening with how we would like them to. So, a couple of nice notes there from some folks, and I do appreciate that. Yeah,
good stuff.
Yeah, and eventually the world of the Hornet will catch up, and we could do shows until hell froze over, probably with that.
We absolutely could.
We could.
I just wanted to take a second to talk about, I'd mentioned to you, I have a new podcast coming out.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to throw it out there. And I don't think the crossover is going to be huge, but there may be some people interested. We're doing a Futurama watch-along show. We have a buddy of mine and I have been talking about getting something going for a long time, and he has a friend in Spokane who'd never seen the show. And I thought,
never seen the show. Yeah,
never. And I was like, it'd be kind of fun to see it through the lens of somebody who'd never seen it before, kind of like how Fry goes into the future and experiences all these things for the first time. And so it's called Welcome to the World of Tomorrow, and the first episode will probably be out in a couple of weeks. We've recorded a bunch, but we haven't got them all in the can and done. But keep an eye out, and I appreciate it.
Well, what we'll do, too, is when it does drop finally, we will put a link up on the Facebook social media stuff and have it so that people can go check it out.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Yeah, it's been a wild trip so far. We're I think we've recorded 5 or 6 episodes, and not 6 or 7. Sorry. But it's been a lot of fun and just something new and fresh.
Yeah. And
it's a 25-year-old TV show.
Well, new and fresh. Yeah. Well, here we are doing something for something that's been around since 1966. So not an awful lot of that's new and fresh here, my friends. And you've mentioned, the little thing that I'm doing, the YouTube thing for ranking with Roddenberry,
which I'm loving.
And doesn't Jessica she is the funnest thing. She writes all these things, and it's just awesome.
She brings it, and you can tell, first off, she's got a love for Trek.
Deep love for Trek.
And the enthusiasm just bleeds through. And it's I don't know a better word than it's just charming.
Yeah.
It's a very charming little, and I shouldn't call it little, but it's a very charming YouTube show, and it's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed everything I've seen so far.
Yeah. It's an awful lot of fun, and I'm really happy to be a part of it. I did note a sideways note. I know we're not talking Green Hornet stuff here, but this is all pop culture. This is all within easily within our corral here. Yeah. Saw this is what Tuesday last night, I believe. Was it last night or the night before? Sunday night, I believe, that they did the Saturn Awards in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
And my good friend Rod Roddenberry and a bunch of cast members from various franchises, the shows in the franchise, were there to accept a 60th anniversary award.
Oh, that's awesome.
I thought that was really, really cool, and sent a note, congratulatory note to Rod, and he's all excited, just hopes everybody is enjoying the new shows. And, we could talk about that until, next Sunday, probably.
Man, wasn't 66 just an incredible year?
Yeah. Whatever happened to those years? 64, 65, 66, 60, 67.
No, do it. Yeah.
No. I did it anyway. And I sent a note to another friend of mine. Her name is Mary O'Reilly, and we haven't talked about this at all. Mary was, for years and years, she was the girl Friday, the woman Friday for a guy named Jonathan Frid. Jonathan Frid was Barnabas Collins on Dark Shadows.
Oh, that's right. You did the Dark Shadows thing a while ago, right?
And I did a Dark Shadows thing here a while ago, and there's a wonderful, wonderful documentary out there that Mary did on John Frid. And so, get a chance to go check it out. But I happened to see that she and her son had shown up for the Saturn Awards, and they wound up getting a 60th anniversary mention, I think, in the program, because it's been 64 years or 60 years since Dark Shadows or
Holy
more or whatever.
mackerel.
So
wait, so Dark Shadows dropped in 66, Batman dropped in 66, Hornet dropped in 66, Star Trek dropped in 66.
Something along that line, it's 64, 65, 66, somewhere in there. Was it 64 that Lost in Space? Was it? I think Lost in Space was 64, I think, or 65. So, this stuff is, some of it's aging very well. Some of it's not so much. Lost in Space didn't age very well. And the reboot that they did here a few years back.
You talking about the movie?
No, there was a reboot of the series that.
That's right. Okay.
And it was okay. I didn't think it was the best, but I don't know.
I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
My childhood is coming back around sometimes to scare me. So,
man, I speaking of childhoods, and I know we keep diverging from our topic, but I did a horror podcast for a while called Garage Rama, which you also did for a while.
Yeah, I did a few episodes. Yep.
And a big part of that series was we focused a lot on The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs.
Right.
And Friday was the last episode of that show.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah. And I've been watching Joe Bob since Monster Vision on TNT. So 30 plus years.
Wow.
That,
yeah.
And it was a crazy emotional night, like watching the last double feature and stuff. It felt kind of like the end of an era, but it was pretty cool. And I just wanted to take a second to shout out to Joe Bob, Mr. John Bloom himself.
I did a horror show. We briefly talked about this on the podcast. I did a horror host show back in the early 90s. Yeah, a show called Friday Fright. And, we did 26 episodes. And how he's managed to carry on 30 years, I don't know. Just blows me. Of course, we were a little local cable access kind of thing, and nobody knows about it other than, people here. And most of them never saw it either. So 30 years, it just kind of blows me away. And the same thing with Cassandra Peterson, doing Elvira for how long? Jeez.
Same amount of time about.
Yeah, probably. Or therefore, 34, 35. I don't know. So
yeah, she was 84, 85 that Elvira's show came on.
Yeah.
So.
It's crazy. It's crazy how much of our childhood flies past us. So,
oh, dude, don't you?
Yeah,
I know, man.
I know you know. So, I know we haven't talked a lot about Hornet tonight, and we've discussed a few little things here. Talking about some of the projects and so forth that we've been involved in. I'm doing yet another podcast for local. She's a local author here who happens to be a New York Times best-selling author. Yeah.
Multiple times over.
And has been for years. And if you've ever read about the Mercy Thompson series of urban fantasy, Patricia Briggs. Patty is a good friend of ours, yours and mine, and I approached her a while back about doing a podcast, a specific, for her books, and we've been doing that. You said you were like 6 episodes in. I think we're 6 or 7 episodes in, 6, 7 again.
You did it again.
I did, and let's see if I can break my record.
That's the title of this episode.
Yeah, the 6-7 episode. So we're doing that and doing quite well, and excited about that. And we have lots of different things. You're working a full-time job. I'm working an almost full-time job, even for being an old retired guy. And life continues. Life continues. But what is not going to continue, sadly, is the Green Hornet Case Files. And we've been having this discussion off and on for quite a while now that I know we haven't talked to everybody that we could possibly talk to, but for what's going on in our lives right now, it feels right to maybe hit the pause button on the show.
I think that's the appropriate way to say it.
And, let things do what they're going to do. We did the radio show, and we were working with the folks at Green Hornet Inc. about the possibility of recreating that. And we've been going back and forth and not really getting anywhere with it. A few of the guests and so forth that we've been wanting to get, we've not been able to move forward with that. And so we've hit a few speed bumps.
Yeah.
And the conversation, I think, for the time being, just needs to go quiet until we have something more to talk about. Now, somebody did throw the idea out, and now that you've mentioned doing, the Futurama, somebody at the very beginning, that's what they wanted us to do. They wanted us to do the Green Hornet TV series, episode by episode. And I wasn't a fan of that at the time.
Right.
And maybe down the road, that's something we look at doing.
Yeah.
But
come back and revisit it and do that possibly.
Yeah. Yeah. But this has been an awful lot of fun to be able to do this show, especially with you, who, we've been friends for a long time, and to be able to share my love of the Hornet with you. It's been pretty fun, pretty exciting.
Man, I got to be honest, like when I've been a fan of the Hornet for a long time, and that's one of the things we've initially talked about a long time ago, whereas the love of specifically the comics starting, and then as things progressed. I wasn't sure, not that I didn't think the show would be good, but I wasn't sure what we were going to get
right
to be able to continue the conversation. And it has been two and a half years, two years of
almost
really,
2 years of shows.
It blew my mind all the time how much fun I had, how much fun I was having, and really how far the conversation could go.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, and the amount of people that were eager to talk to us, from everywhere from back in the very first episodes, very early episodes, when we were doing the interviews with people about what it would take to become the Hornet.
Right.
And then, we were talking to everybody, and the amount of people that shared the love, we found a community that welcomed us and really seemed to appreciate what was happening. Still to this day, we're still getting awesome notes and stuff and missives about other people's love of the character. And so it's not one of those things where we don't want to keep being a part of the community in any way, shape, or form. It's just kind of where it's at.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have had some disappointment with the overall numbers of the show. It's not like we went into this expecting to have thousands of hits, on any of the platforms. But I think with maybe only a couple of exceptions have we, broken the 100 listen barrier.
Yeah.
And that's a little disappointing, to put as much time and effort into the show as you and I do.
Mm-hmm.
And then to not have it, hit more people. And again, it's the Hornet. There's a lot of people that don't know about the Hornet. And
we did know going in that it was a niche area. But at that same, on the flip side of that, the people that have stuck with us and been there for every episode, I am unbelievably appreciative of. It's so cool to see so many people and the repeat people, the people who emailed us 4, 5, 6 times, you know what I mean? Like just took the time and that meant a lot still, even though, sorry, it wasn't, it wasn't echelons by any means.
Yeah.
It's that community has been super, super cool, and I'm thankful that you wanted to bring me along through this.
Of course. I did want to give a shout out to some of the folks that have reached out to us and been, the handful of folks that have always been there. Todd Stutz,
Yes.
Thanks, Todd, man. Todd, every episode, Todd, sends us something, and I appreciate that. Scotty Wayne has written a few times. Robert Garrison, Nate Upcott. I'm sitting here kind of going down through my list. Richard Foster has sent us some things. Our good friend at Green Archer, he has just been phenomenal. And to have Alan on board, and Alan has been kind of like the one guy on our Ko-Fi, like every couple of months he will send us a little something, and it's helped out to be able to pay for the backside of all of this stuff that otherwise comes out of the pockets. Yeah. And we do appreciate that. I'm trying to thumb down through some of the other folks here that have written us, and again, it's a handful of people, and we appreciate every time that somebody has sent us something, and you're the folks that we really are doing the show for, but we just wish there was about 1,000 more of you. So
but as we've also been afforded the opportunity to speak to people connected with the Hornet that really, blew my mind. The love that's still out there.
Yeah.
And our guests have been absolutely incredible, enthusiastic, and sorry. It's just one of those things that it's like it's pretty cool to be, we had the opportunity to speak with some amazing people, and it's been really spectacular to get to do that. But it's also like it became really difficult to arrange times and sequence. This is it's a hobby at that point, right? That we're doing, and it's to make the time and facilitate everyone's schedules when those things came up. It's a big task. It's been a lot of work, and you've killed it on that end. It's just been amazing.
Well, we've had, again, a lot of great people that have just jumped at the chance to be on the show, and we have talked a few times about the people that we have tried to get on the show, and because of what you were just saying, scheduling and all of those kind of things, not being able to get them on the show. I wanted so much to get the French guys on the show. The French,
I know, right?
And those guys just killed it with their little short film. Absolutely wonderful. But scheduling between here and France and trying to get everybody involved just didn't happen. The same way with the two comic artists that did the one last run.
Miss Fury.
Yeah, the Miss Fury run. One guy's in New York, one guy's in L.A., one guy's always available, one guy's rarely available, and you have those disappointments of trying to get them. But to right out of the box, to have Martin Grams on the show, the guy that kind of wrote the Bible of
100%.
The Green Hornet. Yeah. And to have Martin be a supporter of our show then, I mean, that one hell of a way to get things kicked off. So, and then to jump in with Ron Fortier, and how do you all of a sudden get the guy who kind of recreated the Green Hornet for everybody? And that's everybody talks about Ron's run of the story.
The Now comics. And it was just, And he reinvented the wheel.
Yeah.
And gave it legs to get where it's gone. You know what I mean?
And then jump over into a guy like Phil Hester, who, is second in command to Kevin. And to have the conversations that we've had, with Phil about the Hornet. God, it just blows me away. Jason Bond, you talked a little bit about the people that we did the episodes about becoming the Hornet. Jason Bond as a martial artist, local martial artist, and
author.
My friend and author, has a wonderful set of books out of his own. If you like the intrigue, spy kind of things, war kind of things, go check out Jason Bond and his books. Andy Miller, the lawyer that joined us on the show. Our very own Scanlon, to talk about the legalities.
That was such a fun episode.
It was. He was just so enthralled by that whole idea. And then to have, people like Jim Beard on, the writers, David Boop. Did I say David Poop?
You did.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
David, I am so sorry. You little poop. And Billie Rae Bates, Pat Weekly, Nancy Holder, to all these people that have written these wonderful, wonderful stories about the Hornet. And then a guy like Bill Morrison, who is a hero of, animators of his own.
Yeah.
Telling this wonderful story that he had about his cashmere, his cashmere coat. Oh, what a wonderful thing. And then the two guys from the Green Hornet or the Batman 66 Green Hornet Forum, having Ben on the show, Ben Bentley and Scott Sebring, who, they both bring their own love and passion into the show. And then, talking to John Negron about his collection. Oh, my Lord.
Just a wealth of knowledge, that guy. He was so cool.
Yeah. And then, again, with like Bill talking to Jeff Butler, who was Jeff and, Ron were the guys that created that whole run.
Right.
And man.
Amazingly fortunate.
Yeah. Michael Kelly, who is trying right now to do the YouTube recreation, animated version. And I haven't checked in with Michael in a long time. I need to find out, what's going on. What's going on with your stuff, Michael? That? Yeah, where are you with that? I'm trying to go. I want to mention everybody that we've had on the show.
I kind of thought that's what you were doing.
Yeah, just trying to hit all the bases. Actress Kelly Hu. We took a little heat for having Kelly on the show, because she's not has nothing to do with Green Hornet, but she talked about the Asian culture
and why it mattered.
And why Bruce Lee mattered, through that time period especially.
Yeah,
and it was a wonderful.
Holy mackerel! I got it. What's funny is when I talk about the Hornet, she's one of the people I bring up, like when I talk about doing the podcast that we got to talk to.
Yeah.
And she was so gracious and so awesome and so fun and just amazing all the way around. And even over a video call, it was hard to speak sometimes. She's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just so enthusiastic, and she's always been that way. Everything she gets behind, I mean, she's just that. But it was important to talk about the Asian influence, and being represented as who you are, as opposed to some Swedish guy playing Charlie Chan. It just it didn't make any sense. And I want to give a shout out to a couple of other people. Chunglian Huang, who played Jimmy Key on one of the episodes,
I know that I said this at the time. I said it on the episode. I said it in following episodes. And I will probably say it till the day I die. Al Huang was one of the most fascinating humans I've ever spoken to.
Yes.
That man is just pure light.
He is.
He was fascinating to me, inspirational to me, and just that's one of the big takeaways for me. Like I'm not to denigrate anybody that we've talked about so far, but that was such a special conversation, and he was such an engaging person, and that really was, I think, a super highlight for me was him.
Al, I don't know how old he is, but he is the youngest old person I think that I've ever met.
I believe spry is the word.
He is quite on the spry side, and he and I have been keeping up, trying to keep that friendship alive, and I probably will always be a friend of Al Huang's, especially the fact that he was in the Praying Mantis episode, but just because of, like you said, the light that shines through that man. It's just phenomenal.
It's hard not to fall in love with the guy. Like, honestly, he was just special. He's a very special person.
I was ready to move to Southern Oregon to be near the man.
Yeah. It's like, I want to go to the retreats. Yes, absolutely, all of it.
Yes, I'll be there. I'll be there. Call me. I'll just be in Oregon. Okay, that'll be great.
Right.
And then big shout out, of course, to Deborah Potter, the daughter of the man that put the 66 show on the air.
Yep.
And she didn't have an awful lot of stories to tell, but I mean, she was there. She was there during that time period. And I guess finally, if I'm looking down my list here of everybody we've talked about, big thank you for her support and her friendship to Mary Kay Johnston. Mary Kay being the granddaughter of the creator of the Hornet, the creator of the Lone Ranger.
Right.
And, to have her on the show, gave us some legitimacy. And she's been nothing but supportive for, everything we're doing. And at the same time, knowing full well that this is a character that is, while people love the Hornet, the character is struggling.
Yeah.
Struggling hard to be relevant in this day and age.
Which has been a thing. I mean, it's been a topic of conversation so many times over the course of the podcast, is the struggle to keep him relevant, to keep it at least in the conversation. And I don't by any means, the takeaway from the case files has got to be, it ain't over yet. Like, there's still people out there clamoring, and that's been really, really cool.
Yeah. And if as you're listening to this and you're thinking, well, gosh, I'd like to have more, or, what about this or what about that? Reach out to us, send us a note, and
podcast at greenhornet66.com.
I knew that was coming, and I appreciate that so very, very much that you've kept on that. These characters that were created, back in the 1930s, 90 years ago, George Trendle and Fran Stryker, they're going to live. They're going to live on forever. And if Amazing Entertainment, is the one that finally comes up with the right combination of movie characters and movie script and so forth, or if it winds up going to some other production company, I do believe there is a future for the Hornet. and we'll be there when it happens.
Absolutely. And like you said, the phrasing "put a pause" on it is really, we're not done, but it's just we gotta take a bit of a break.
Yeah, we definitely do. We have to take care of ourselves. Health is the first and foremost thing. Family is the second. And we've both gone through our bits and pieces of life that keeps coming back from time to time and biting us in the proverbial ass.
That is what's happening.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like you said. Yeah, let's just hit the pause button for right now, and we'd love to hear from you. Again, podcasts at Green Hornet Case Files or what? Green Hornet 66.com.
Greenhornet66.com.
See, I don't say it that often enough. So be sure and stop by, check things out. I'd love to hear from you. And, if we get, 150 people on dropping us, coins in the can, we'll see what we can do. But for the time being, I think it's about that time to put the car in the garage.
Yeah, thank you, every one of you, very much.
Yeah, we do appreciate, the love and consideration you've given us. Please, by all means, go out and check out the recreated episode 86 that we did, recreation of the 1936 radio show, the little short film that we did here that was Requiem. Our own little Requiem for a Hornet. Go check out that. And if you have more things to share, by all means, shoot us a note and we'll make that happen. But until then, my friends, thank you so much for being a part of this ride. We do appreciate it. Kory, as always, my friend, thank you for being along.
It's been an absolute honor.
I appreciate that. And one last time, my friend, say it.
Let's roll.
As the night envelops the city once more, our journey through the hidden alleys of history and valor comes to a close. You've been riding shotgun with the Green Hornet Case Files, where the echoes of the past meet the voices of the present. Tune in again for the next thrilling adventure, where shadows speak, secrets unfold, and the legacy of the Green Hornet continues to inspire. The Green Hornet Case Files is a Grail Productions podcast. The Green Hornet is owned exclusively by Green Hornet, Inc. Until next time, vigilant listeners, keep your wits sharp and your spirit unbreakable.